The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Shady Rays. SGPN is teaming up with Shady Rays for Shady May. Get 50% off your Shady Rays promo code SGPN. And then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win $500. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost enables you to double your bet with no interest. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to get started today. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no the guy. It's me, really real villain, Rel Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. And good teams win, great teams cover. And Lord knows it was a cover of the ages after the Lakers blew what looked like a for sure win coming into the game. They come back. Lakers win by 5. That Lakers plus 5.5 was never in doubt. That was my favorite play of the day. I just felt like they were going to cover. I thought they were going to win outright, but you know, getting a 5.5 is great either way. Pretty honestly, really good with that. And so another game 2 under in the books. We have here Moon Off the Machine, Manji with me. Moon Off, what's going on?
What's going on, Terrell? Good to be back with you, my man. Yeah, yesterday was a pretty good day for the pod as far as the picks. And I know I took Lakers money line last night, but I took the spread as well. They did get the spread. They did cover the spread. Did take the full game under. That was pretty much an easy win. Also did take the AD over on rebounds. That got to the window as well. But you're right, man. It looked like Lakers were in control at least through 3.5 quarters, and then Jamal Murray just went off in that fourth quarter, and I think they opened up a 20-5 run for the Denver Nuggets, and then they pretty much pulled away after that. But yeah, good night last night. Hopefully we can continue tonight with game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, and so it's so funny because when I was watching that game, I instantly I always be thinking about terrible beats in my head, and I'm just thinking of how Marquise Noel was trying to literally give away the game in the NCAA tournament by taking a whole bunch of very, very unnecessary threes, and I was cursing the life out of Bron everywhere. I was cursing Braun
Yeah.
out because why? Braun had Nuggets money line. Like it's so, and I'm starting to understand Braun as a person now. And I think he just wants to. I think he just wants to keep us on the edge of our seat and then find a way where the betting lines go all the way against him. Everybody's talking against him and then show up. But those threes were really, really ridiculous, man. Like really, really ridiculous. Put your head down and go drive to the basket, man. Like him and Anthony Davis with these unnecessary jump shots the entire game were really, really just blowing me. But
it's what 19 in a row that he's missed in the fourth quarter for LeBron.
Yeah, it was something
he's missed
like
what
that.
19 in a row in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, my man, he was like 0 for 6 from 3, wasn't he? It was something like that. It was absolutely terrible. So
yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, but shout out to everybody in the chat that had Denver money line that you guys won that bet. Well, I'll take the plus 100 on the Lakers though. That would hey, look, I turned the game off because I thought the Lakers blew the cover. So I actually don't know how it ended, and I didn't go back to look yet. So I got to figure it out. So to this day, I truly don't know how and that was something that just it worked for me. That was the ultimate reverse jinx for me because I turned the game off and I have no idea how it ended. I just go back and they lost by 5. So whatever happened,
I'm there with
man,
you.
but
It was like what 90. I checked the score. It was like 96-84 in favor of Denver. I was like, "There's no way Lakers are getting this cover." And then I checked.
no,
the
but
final
it was
score,
like
it
at one
ended up.
point they were down like 8 or 9 with like 40 seconds left or something like that. And I'm just like, it's over. Like they're not
Yeah,
getting the cover. And so,
yeah.
and I think Denver had the ball too. So I literally turned the game off. And then I saw something on Twitter. It was like, let me go check the score. Sure enough, they had lost by 5. Don't know how they did it. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to take the gift from the gambling gods because I got 5.5 at plus money last night.
Yeah, I got 5.5 as well. So I guess we can count our blessings there.
Yep, very much so. But before we get into this game that is actually being played tonight, got to talk to you about Edge Boost because SGPN is excited to announce an exclusive early access partnership with Edge Boost. Buy now, pay later programs like Affirm and Afterpay. Edge Boost enables double your bet, no interest, and you get to pay back the advance over 4 equal weekly installments. And again, no interest. Simply deposit the funds into your Edge Boost account and match your deposit. You can use 2 times the funds on any legal sports betting site. If you followed the Edge Boost and you got there 2 times your deposit, then you could have used it on Lakers plus 5.5 last night. You would have sweat. You probably would have been upset. You probably been cursing Braun. You probably didn't watch the end of the game like me, but you would have won the bet. So my Edge Boost double down play of the day, I'm going to the WNBA. Give me the Washington Mystics in the first half. Everybody wants to play with the shiny new toy in the
Ooh.
W. Everybody wants to play with the shiny new toy in the W, but I'm trusting the continuity. I'm trusting a very, very good defensive team, the best defensive team a year ago. They're going to come in here and they're going to start the season off on fire in that great atmosphere they have up in DC. So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing? Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Sign up today. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Must be 21 years or older to use. Only valid in legal gambling states. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. The chat is in fuego. They are going back and forth. I'm just happy that it seems everybody won. Some people were on Denver money line. Some people were on Lakers plus 5.5. That sounds like a winner. That
I
sounds
don't
like a
know.
winner to me. So I'm glad for everybody that won. All right. Game tonight. We have the game 2 in the Boston Celtics Miami Heat series. Whoop de doo. The Miami Heat lead 1-0. Boston is a 9-point favorite in this game. Opened up at 9, stayed true to 9. Line the total has gone up a point, but it's been fluctuating. It's actually started coming down because I've seen it get as high as 217, and now it's back down to 215. Injury report for these two teams, and we have for the Boston Celtics, Malcolm Brogdon is questionable. No, probable. I'm sorry. Malcolm Brogdon is probable with a forearm injury, and then we have Omar Yurtseven, who is questionable with the nose. You know, Tyler Hero's still not playing with that broken hand. So Miami does what I say by 80% of America didn't expect them to do. Maybe even more. They win game 1. Nothing new to the Boston Celtics, who blew game 1 last series. Now, here's the issue because the home team, well, it's not really an issue, but the home team who loses game 1 and wins game 2 covers at basically a perfect rate.
Yeah.
I think it's one time over the past, what, 20
I think
something
since it's
seasons?
2018, 2019.
Yeah, so one time that they haven't covered this game. That's why the number is larger than what the number was last game. Are you laying 9 with the Boston Celtics moon off?
Like everything says that you should lay the 9. You put out the stat there that was something that I saw on gambling Twitter as well. I can't do it, Terrell, man. I can't. If I'm gonna bet the Boston Celtics, it's probably going to be in the first quarter or first half where they come out and play with some desperation in the first quarter. And even the first half. I know Miami's been a little lackluster, especially on the road in the second quarters, where Boston should come out and play with some fire. I mean, they've done pretty well historically since I think this goes back to 2020. After a home loss, they do pretty well on the road. Sorry, at home, covering the spread. But how many times have we seen, Terrell, that this you can't trust this Boston team, especially in that second half where the offense kind of just sputters and Joe Mazzulla just gets out coached. And I talked about this with Scott, and Scott and I were discussing this yesterday. Is that Coach Spo is one of the best, if not the best, halftime adjustments head coaches, especially in the postseason. And if Boston is up at the half, they're up by 5, 6, 7 points. You know, Coach Spo is going to make those adjustments, and they're going to come back in that second half and make this game interesting. So for me, I do like the first quarter for the Boston Celtics. It is at -3 right now. You put a gun to my head for full game, I would take the +9 with the Miami Heat. I can't trust the Boston Celtics. What about you?
I am. I mean, we know. It's not really any question. We know I'm not taking Boston, but I understand why everybody's trying to sell yourself on that route. Ultimately, for me, it's a lot of what you said, and if Boston gets going early, I'm very interested. Well, for one, I'm very interested to see if there's even any adjustments by Joe Mazzulla at all. Like, does
Yeah.
he even do anything different, or does he just send the same group out there doing the same thing and just say, hopefully, we get it done this time, guys? Like, hopefully, our talent, we missed some shots
Yeah.
last game. Hopefully, our talent prevails.
Mhm.
And it very well could because they are top wise at the very least, and maybe not depth, but top wise, they are 100% more talented, just straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. No
But
question.
this team can't be trusted. Like these are the spots that, and I understand this is such a good spot. This is such a historical trend, and if you play it, I'm not mad at you for playing it. But this is a very large number for two teams who are a lot closer to each other than what anybody wants to give them credit for, and I think that this is an opportunity for Coach Spoelstra to show that there is a very, very large coaching discrepancy. Look, excuse me, coaching discrepancy here. I think
Yep.
there's a very large coaching discrepancy here, and so I think I'll wait and I'll get maybe Boston gets out early and gets
Hmm.
out really quick. I'm calling Heat +9 now, but I'll definitely wait and see if Boston gets out early, especially in the first quarter. Because and if you people take Boston first quarter, I really, really wouldn't be surprised. And I think
Yeah.
that's a pretty solid bet for y'all to make. I'm not making it because I don't trust Boston doing anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's a very solid bet to make. I'm not taking the Heat first quarter. So if that makes you feel any better, I'm not betting the Heat first quarter. But I will wait and let Boston catch a lead. And then maybe, this line is at 9 now. What if the Celtics go on a quick 10-0 run? Does this line balloon up to 13, 14, 15? I mean, I don't think there's a situation where they really like the Heat just straight up say we're punting the game. Like I think they're
Yeah.
always going to sit there and think that they're in the game. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll definitely wait for a live line on the Miami Heat, but for now, of course I'm going Heat +9. That
It's
was
a
easy.
Yeah, it's a small sample right now, but in the playoffs, we've seen in the first two rounds, Miami's won each of the game ones, and they've lost game two in both of the first round against the Bucks, and then second round against New York as well. So, um, yeah, I think I agree with you that if you want to get behind Miami, wait for a live number because I feel like this is going to be one of those games where Boston gets out to like a 10-2 run, something like that. If you're one of those prop betters that you want to play race to 10 to 15, 20, that's a way to also attack the Boston Celtics here tonight. But yeah, I agree with live. I'm definitely ball minus the 3 right now.
All right, let's go on to the total 215. What do you like there?
This one's a bit tricky. I think full game total, I'm leaning towards the under, but I trust one thing I do trust about Boston is their offense. We take a look at the playoffs so far, Terrell. They've scored 112 or more points, and I think it's been 6 out of the 7 games so far. So we know that they can make their shots, they can put up points. It's just about them. There's their late game execution that kind of gets them really into trouble. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we saw game one fly over the total.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a little bit of adjustment being made by the books there. I'll lean towards a full game over. I don't love it, but I do really like the Boston Celtics team total to go over. I do think that they'll knock down the shots here tonight. They've gone over this projection of 112 in 6 out of the 7 games at home in Boston. That's the one way I'm going to attack the total here. You have any thoughts on the total?
Yeah, I'm just going to the under, and I'm gonna just stick with the game two trend. It worked last night. Why
Yeah,
change anything? I like
that
the
makes
under
sense.
215. I think that my only concern for the under is that, and I mean, Missoula proved it right in game two of the last series that he was able to make adjustments. So hopefully he can make adjustments here and kind of stop the Miami Heat from being able to go run rampant for what was it, 123 points last time around. So
Yeah. What a Heat team total under.
yeah, and I don't know if I want the rest. I want the Boston side too.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, I like the full game under. I think the whole game goes under. Something similar to last night, maybe a little less points. Uh, but I'm gonna just stick with the trend there and just say I know Miami's gonna come back here, and I don't think Miami wants to let them score as much as they did, last time out. You can't sit there and expect all your shots to fall, and so only thing concerned is really just Boston from three. Like if Boston's threes aren't hitting,
Yeah.
this is good. But if their threes are hitting, then yeah, you're gonna definitely cash that team total over. But if the threes aren't hitting, then Boston's not gonna be scoring, and I don't think Miami's gonna try to run up the score again. So I feel more confident in the full game under there. All right.
I was trying to pull up some. Give me a second here. Pull up some trends here. If you're a trend
Okay.
better, Boston since 2020 in the playoffs. After a loss, I think it was like 60 something percent towards the under. Like
Okay.
10-8 towards the under, and then they are. Let's see here and home 5-3 towards the under as well after a loss, and their next game is at home. So it's a small sample, but I think that you're definitely expecting some shooting regression here as well. So I agree with you.
Yeah, very much so. So, all right. Props. Let's looky here. What do we have?
So I'll start here. There's a couple that I do like. Al Horford on his steals and blocks. Um, that number right now is 2.5 at plus 135. Since he's joined the Boston Celtics, or since he's played in a playoff game with the Boston Celtics, he's gone over this projection in 11 of those 14 games. And then I think it's been 6 out of the 7 games so far this postseason where he's gone over this projection of over 2.5 steals and blocks. And at plus 135, I really do like that. And then he's also gone over this projection 5 of the 7 career games against Miami in the playoffs with the Boston Celtics. So kind of blends into what you're thinking, that if this is going to be a defensive game, we'll probably see turnovers. We'll see some, high intensity defense. So Al Horford, I like that one over 2.5 steals and blocks combined, especially at plus 135.
Yeah, that's a good price. And you got to think if old man Horford's going to contribute and somehow it's going to be on the freaking defensive end because Lord knows. Actually, did he make I feel like he made a three last game. I feel like I saw one and I was like, "Oh, that's not
Yeah, I'm
going."
trying to
No,
pull
no,
up the box score
he
right now.
definitely bricked one though. I definitely remember he bricked one in the corner because I was watching and I was like, "Ah, Horford, ew," and he bricked it. And I said, "See," and so yeah, no, I definitely like that defensive prop for Al Horford. While you're pulling that up, let me go ahead and talk to the people about Shady Rays because Shady Rays is teaming up for SGP with SGPN for Shady May. Not only do you get amazing 50% off, but you have a chance to win $500. And our international listeners, guess what? Shady Rays has you covered as well with shipping to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. Lose or break their pair even on day one, they will give you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Here's what you do. You go to shadyrays.com, use promo code SGPN for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses, and then take your receipt over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win $500. That is our Shady May contest. All
105 in game 1.
I knew he made one. I knew it was one that he made because I remember watching it and being like, "Oh, he actually made one." All right, and then yeah, I definitely remember the misses. Al Horford is a funny player. Okay, so I don't know why I woke up and I felt the need to bet Malcolm Brogdon today.
That's the second one I was liking, so I'm agreeing with you there.
Yeah, I really felt the need to hop on Malcolm Brogdon props today. I it it just seems like when he comes into the game and the point that he comes into the game, he really does add like a very, very nice spark for Boston to be able to just keep them going offensively, especially with how Kyle Lowry was playing off the bench yesterday. And like
Yeah.
now he's got to add that intensity coming off the bench for Boston because they got guys like that coming off the bench for them for Miami. So he's got to be able to help supplement that scoring and keep them in the game when they sit a starter or two. And so I really like Malcolm Brogdon today. I think that he's going to be able to help control the pace of the game. I think he's going to get to his spots. I think he's going to find himself open a few times and be able to add some contribution and really, really help that scoring workload. This they started, and I think the books are catching on to him too, because look at this 15 and a half. Has he always
Yeah,
been here? I feel like he's been at like 13 and a
like
half.
13 and a half, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like it's been 13 and a half. So now it's 15 and a half. A little bit extra that I'm paying for, but I think that of the few points props that I'm willing to take today, I am willing to take a chance on Malcolm Brogdon over 15 and a half.
And Brogdon, like he gets the minutes too, right? Like game one, he played 37 minutes for the
Mm-hmm.
Boston Celtics off the bench, right? He also got 14 shot attempts up. He made 7 of those shots. He finished with 19 points. And um, I kind of feel like that Missoula almost trusts Brogdon more when it comes down the stretch instead of Marcus Smart. But I know Marcus Smart had a pretty good game one as well. But yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
there with you, man. 15 and a half for Malcolm Brogdon on his points prop. Trying to see what his 3-point prop was as well, because
Yeah, I
he's
was just about to say, do we go for the three? So I'm seeing over 2.5 at plus 130. That's definitely gone up because he used to be at 1.5 for sure.
1.5. Yeah. Game one, he knocked it. He was 2 of 4, but let me see. Was the last time he hit at least 3? So yeah, game one, he was 2 of 4. Um, where's the game log here? All right, here we go. So he hasn't. Well, let's see. Against Philly, 1, 2, 3, 4 games, 4 out of the 7 games, he hit 3 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the only problem with him is that the attempts really aren't there. If he gets up 6, he'll hit 3 for sure. But again, I think I'm just more comfortable with his points prop at 15 and a half. But there's some good value, like you mentioned, on his threes at 2.5 at plus 135. I can't talk you off of it.
All right. I am. What's Tatum's rebounds at tonight? Nine and a
That's nine
half
and a
and
half. Yeah, minus 105.
mm, uh actually he probably gets there, man. Honestly, he probably does. Like Tatum probably has a double double today. Uh
You should probably let me see what his double price is then, because you might as well, because he's going to score.
yeah.
Let's
So
see. Horford double. Oh, sorry, no. Tatum double. Yeah, it's still minus 105.
yeah. I think I'd rather just take a chance on Robert Williams, to be honest. Robert Williams is at 7.5 plus money. I'm getting plus one, yeah, even money. I'm getting even money for that bet. And like I said, I think that there's gonna be a lot more misses. Like they did they shoot Miami shot 50% from three.
That's
Like
unheard of for
what?
Miami.
Like what? No, but Miami's had good 3-point shooting entire
Yeah, they have.
playoffs. But
Yeah.
50% is really, really crazy. They shot 50% from three. Like I just cannot expect them to do that again. And so with Bam Adebayo playing so much, like he played 37 minutes, you got to expect that Al Horford and Robert Williams both are really staying on the floor. And I just think that you can really, I would take both. I'm not even just saying one or the other. I'd say take both because I think both of them cash. And not gonna lie, I think both of them can get 10 plus rebounds today. Al Horford is at 6.5 minus 115. You talked about his steals and blocks? I don't think we talked about his rebounds, but
No.
yeah, I think Al Horford and both Al Horford and
Robert
Robert
Williams.
Williams are in for a very good day rebounding. Just because I think that they'll both be under a basket a lot, especially with Bam having a really good, effective game. And that's probably got to be one of the adjustments. Bam was 9 for 13 for 20 points last time. You can't let him add an additional 20 if you're letting Jimmy Butler go off for 35. Like you got to limit everybody else. You can't just have this guy go off and then everybody else be able to chip in. Because look at it: 20 points from Bam, 15 points from Vincent, 15 points from Struz, 15 points from Kyle Lowry, 15 points from Caleb Martin. That's not how you win games. Like if you're gonna let
Yeah.
Jimmy go off and you're gonna admit that there's no way we can stop Jimmy, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, but you got to slow everybody else down. And I think it starts with Bam Adebayo. So you got to have Al Horford, Robert Williams under there. And with them in the paint the entire time, clogging up the holes for Bam Adebayo or anybody else driving, then I think that they have chances for a lot of rebounds. 6 rebounds for Horford last time, 7 for Williams. Literally just missed it by a half this time around. I think both of them clear their rebounds prop today.
Would you take the double at plus 750 then for him?
Yikes. I mean,
Horford's at 10-1 for a double.
Horford's 10-1, and what's Williams?
Plus 750. He played 26 minutes in game 1. Did Robert Williams? He did have
guess we
14 points as well.
I really don't trust both of them to get a double. I think one of them's going to sell us on the points, but for 750 and 10-1, I'm definitely willing to sprinkle on Al Horford, because if Al Horford decides to actually hit his threes, he easily gets to 10 points.
Yeah.
What did you say he was? 1 for 5 last game?
1 of 5 from 3-point line, 3 of 8 from the floor. He finished up with 7 points and 6 rebounds.
So he hits 1 extra 3.
1 more 3, yeah.
And you're good. And I know he's going to get the rebounds. All right. All right. I'll take old man Horford. Right. Must win game 2 at home. Old man Horford shows up like he did in game 1 of the finals last year.
What do you think about Jimmy Butler steals?
You're not talking me off of it. Did it move up? Because he had freaking 6 last game.
It's 1.5 at minus 150 though.
Ew. What steals and blocks?
2.5 plus 110. I think that might be the better.
I would take that. I like that better. Because we get the extra help of maybe he steals a block, like maybe he gets an extra block or 2, but I think we feel pretty good about him getting 2.5 steals, and that's plus money. So yeah, I like steals and blocks better. That way we get the extra help of a block, but we might not need it because man, he's gonna force the ball out of their hands, and Jaylen Brown's gonna give it to him. What's Jaylen Brown's turnover props? I think he cleared his turnover prop last game.
Turnovers.
Yeah, he had 6 turnovers. Tatum had 4 turnovers. Let me see here. Let's see if we can find this.
Oh, here we go. 2.5, but it's a minus 175.
I'd make you lay minus 175 for 2.5 too. What's Tatum?
Or do we 2.5 minus 150?
Or do we go smart?
Smart's
going to have the ball in his hand. I think Smart's actually going to have a pretty solid game, but that doesn't stop him from turning the ball over.
Yeah, he had, let's see. He only had 2 turnovers in game 1. 11 dimes.
Yeah, he's at 2.5 at plus 120. I think that's a pretty solid one. Boston's really had issues turning the ball over all playoffs, honestly. But
yeah, they had 15 in game 1.
I think the turnover prop, really, we should be looking at Miami side of ball, looking at some of these numbers. I mean, even in a game they won, Jimmy Butler had 3 turnovers. Bam had 3 turnovers. Kevin Love had 3 turnovers. Kevin Love might actually be an underrated turnover prop because, he throws the ball. He throws the ball full court, all the way across court. Like, you're going to turn the ball over if you keep throwing cross-court passes like that. I wonder if we can find an alternate line on Kevin Love, because his over half a turnover is minus 190, and I'm telling you, he puts himself in situations to turn the ball over.
I'm trying to pull up his game log and see exactly what he's done. Yeah. All right. So since game 3 against the Knicks, 3-2-3. Oh no, that's not right. 2-2-0-1-0-3. So more times than not, he's
only heard. Yeah, I was about to say I only heard 2 zeros in there. Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. So I think that's a parlay piece for today. I'll probably throw that in a parlay. Since I can't get a juice, I'll take the minus 190 and put it in a parlay, because he's going to turn the ball over, man.
Jaylen Brown will too. Yeah.
He's very aggressive with the ball, and while that's not a bad thing, it does open up the door for turnovers. Oh yeah, you could parlay that with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown's getting 3 turnovers.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think you parlay that with Jimmy Butler steals, or
yeah,
because kind of correlated there, right?
Yeah, I like that.
All right,
there we go. So,
What
Let's see.
else?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you. Anything else you got your eye on?
Um, no, I think that was pretty much it. I know Bam's been really good,
I'm not touching Bam.
but I think this is the offense for Bam. But no, I think that was it, man. I think those were the couple that I was Malcolm Brogdon, Al Horford. Yeah, that's all I had, man. You have any more?
Mm, I don't have. I mm, if anybody wants to play Tatum, more power to you. I don't think it's the talent. I just think there's too many more ways. Like, what if Miami actually plays really good defensively and he just doesn't get to 30 because of that? What if this is a blowout like the books are projecting and he doesn't get to
Yeah.
30 because of that? Like, there's just a whole bunch of different ways I can see him not getting 30 where I can see him getting to 30. So I just rather not touch Tatum, honestly. I don't know if that helped anybody that was wondering about Jason Tatum today, but he's the best player on the court. So, well, second best player on the court. And so I felt like I had to mention him. But that's about
Yeah.
it for me.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's all I have for player props too.
let's move on to our lock and dog then. What was the mojo we had going on? It's been a while, Munaf.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did a show together. Why don't you lead us off, man?
Okay. All right.
I think we're both hot right now in the playoffs. We've been doing really good. I think
Yeah,
that
the
we'll
playoffs
put
have
money
been
in.
good.
Yeah, playoffs have
Playoffs
been
been
really
good.
good.
The fact that the Lakers are down 0-2 and we've cashed both of the
Yeah.
spreads, I have no idea how that possibly has happened, but somehow I am 2-0 betting the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals and they're down 0-2, so I'm happy with it. Okay. For my lock for tonight. Man, JB, do I fade you for my lock? It's a lot of stuff. I actually kind of like a lot of props. Man.
There's a lot of stuff I
Let's
liked yesterday. Today, it's a little tricky.
let's go with I think that this is I'm not gonna give out the under because the under is a system play basically. But let's go with the rebounds prop. Am I gonna regret making a Boston Celtic my lock?
It depends on who you're
Do I
taking.
regret that? I'm taking Robert Williams. Give me Robert Williams over 7.5 rebounds. I might have went with the wrong one. I think both of them clear it. I don't care. I'm going Robert Williams because he's plus money. So that's really why he's my lock, because he's plus money. Give me Robert Williams over 7.5 at plus 100. Think that that's the main adjustment that they need to make for here. They got to really, really solidify that painted area and play a lot better defense. You look at last go around, they did outscore Miami 62-40 points in the paint, but they narrowly got out rebounded. So you're outscoring them in the paint, but what you are missing or what is coming back up, you're not dominating the boards. And you really, really should be trying to do that with Bam Adebayo being like their biggest real piece. Like, you have Jason Tatum, you have Al Horford, you have Robert Williams. Like, why are you starting Robert Williams and Al Horford and you're not dominating boards? Like, that doesn't make sense. You should be trying to. I mean, I would just start somebody else then if you're not going to dominate the boards. There's no point. So Robert Williams bounces back with a really, really good rebounding day. I'll take Robert Williams over 7.5 rebounds. I really hope he doesn't make me regret that. Feel like that's slightly bad juju.
There's also the fact that the amount of threes that the Celtics put up too, like there are also opportunities for those offensive rebounds. And I think Robert Williams does a great job of that too as well.
Yeah. All right. For my dog. Dang, maybe I should have made Robert Williams alt rebounds my dog.
And what's his 10 plus?
Else. I'm about to look it up right now. Okay, so I might have said all of that, and I might be switching on the fly.
So why don't let me give out my picks and then you can
together. Go ahead.
All right, so log. I'm gonna go. I like Celtics early. I think they come out of the gate. They get on a run. Maybe they start the game 10, like a 10-2 run, and then Spo calls a timeout. I think they come out and make some shots in that first quarter. And then we'll see Coach Spo make his halftime adjustments. And at that point, maybe Miami makes it a game like they did in the game one, where Boston was up by 9. And then, like we saw in the third quarter, 46-25 run by Miami. So I'm going to trust the home team here coming out of the gate with playing with some desperation, -3 in the first quarter for the Celtics. And then I'm going to go to Old Man Horford for my dog. Blocks and steals combined over 2.5 at +135. Like I mentioned, he's done it in 11 of the 14 games in a uniform for the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. And then he's done it in 5 of the 7 games against the Miami Heat in the playoffs as well. And like you mentioned, Terrell, like you think that this is going to be a lower scoring game. Defensive intensity should be up. We'll see some shooting regression here tonight as well. So again, we went in depth about the turnovers here. So I think that, we'll see Al Horford maybe get some deflections, block a couple shots here at plus.
Yeah, we are really like all on Al Horford today, and I love it. And yet we have not talked about his points prop at all. We're literally betting everything else.
So I'll go Horford over 2.5 blocks and steals combined +135.
Okay. All right. I'm back. Here's what I'm doing. For my lock, give me Jimmy Butler over 2.5 steals and blocks combined. That is +110. For my dog, I am sticking with Robert Williams. Give me Robert Williams 10 plus rebounds +250. Very
Love
nice, juicy dog there. Robert Williams +250. I'm also going to sprinkle on Al Horford at +380 for 10 plus rebounds. I think that, like I said, there's no way they go 50% from the field again. There's no way. They're not going 50%. They're not going 50% from the field, let alone the 3-point line. No. So we're going to have a lot more rebound opportunities for these two teams. I think that Boston adjusts and helps secure a lot more of them.
My guy Mitch pointing out Jimmy Butler over 1.5 steals and Jaylen Brown over 2.5 turnovers +150.
All right. I like it.
That.
Yeah, I like it. Very correlated parlay. Makes sense. Moonoff, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
I don't know how many other pods out there, Terrell, give out steals and blocks as their lock-in dogs, but the NBA Gambling Podcast does. But
yep, absolutely.
No, man, look, we've been crushing it between myself, you, Scott, and Delonte for the playoffs. Hopefully we can continue that here tonight. Game 2 for the Eastern Conference Finals. Hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully we'll put some more money in people's pockets. But subscribe the show on YouTube, podcast, wherever you listen to it, all that good stuff. Man, let's keep it rolling.
There you go. He told you. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Like the video, people. 55 people in the chat. Go ahead and drop a like on your way out. Go like the WNBA video. We're dropping our WNBA lives on the same stream. Come tap in. We'll be back around 7 p.m. Eastern time. Talk about these Saturday games. So lock into the WNBA as well. I mean, he's Sports Nerd 824. I'm at really real __ at SGPN NBA on Twitter. Wherever you need to get your podcast, you know where to find us. And with that, I have nothing else to say. Nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. We're just going to end it like this. We are out of here.